All right, Mark, let's take a look at your swim stroke. This is the position really that we want to see, really, a straight line. And you can see his straight line here. I mean, his feet are together, everything's lined up all the way out to this point. If you can see his hand, even at entry, it's slightly down here, just slightly down, and that's where we want to be. His arms up here, and it's getting ready to prep into firing position, and he's going to fire straight down into the water, right out in front of the shoulder here. All right. What he's not doing is sweeping around, and this is where the problems that you're getting are created. By sweeping around, you're kind of swinging from side to side a little bit. So we need to straighten you up just a little bit. Okay, so we're taking a look at, we had your previous screen, your arm was out here, and now what we see is your arm is here. Okay, so immediately, and I'm going to show you in a couple of videos here, you can see how your hand is pulling down on the water just a whole bunch here. You're not getting pretty much no elbow bend at all. So you're pressing down on the water, and what we're going to see is you're actually not going to kind of really start to really pull back until you get here. The great news is that you are getting some support out front of your body, and which is another reason why you swim as good as you do, because you're going to get this arm over, and it's not going to go past this position here before this arm gets in. So that's good. You got decent timing in your stroke. It could be a little bit better, and we're going to take a look at that. All right, there he is again. Okay, that's where you need to be. All right, what we see here is you can definitely see how much you cross over when you hit the water. Not only do you hit the water flat, but look how this arm and this elbow goes up. All right, so you literally are hitting the water flat. That elbow, so you're splashing the water a whole bunch, and this hand is actually higher already at this point than this elbow. And then from here, you're just going to pull straight down in the water like this. That's your route. All right, and that's not what we want to be. Where we want to be is we want to drive in here about 6 or 8 inches deep, and that hand should never go back up. Okay, it might be even a little deeper. You may go into here. Sometimes too deep is better than, especially at stars. Too deep is a little bit better than being too high, because the deeper you are, the less likely you're going to pull in the water. So you're going to get that wrist down to the bottom of the pool upon entry. You never ever let it push up, and what you'll see is you're actually pushing on the water a little bit right here, pushing forward on the water, and then you're going to bend that elbow ever so slightly, and you're going to pull straight back on the water. All right, so we're going to take a closer look at that in a couple of videos, a couple of clips here. All right, so here you are, and like I said, pretty good. You have good stability in the water, because you get these arms up here, and you keep them out front here, and this actually looks pretty good, other than you kind of sweep out wide right here. If you came in a little bit tighter and really pressed forward and speared into the water a little deeper here, and took away the problems that pushing on the water and letting that hand get up high and a little bit of a dropped elbow, you would really increase your swim stroke a whole bunch more. But here again, this arm is very straight, and it's just going to keep going down here, keep going down, keep going around. All right, we don't want that. All right, so here he is. He's prepped and he's ready. He's up here in this position. He's getting ready to fire. All right, everything's straight and lined. he's going to fire straight into the pool. Very straight hand, deep into the water, not up top. All right. First thing that hand's going to do is that wrist is going to turn down to the bottom of the pool. He's going to start sweeping out just a little bit with his hand this way. All right, and then he's going to start bending that elbow just a little bit. He never uses his shoulder to pull down. Never, ever, ever. No shoulder. All right, here you are swimming. This is where we're going to get to take some looks here. Okay, so from the top, again, real easy to see. I know you see it before I see it. We got this hand, and it's the same on both sides. You're really crossing over. Where does this shoulder need to be? You need to be driving it straight forward here. Straight forward, and that's going to give you more momentum, more push. Good news is, you know, you're decent. You have decent alignment here. All right, you're not, you know, from this position, and a lot of that is because you don't bend those knees too much to kick. You got a pretty good kick. All right. The problems that you have are your hand positions in the water. All right, and at what's happening out in front of your stroke. All right, and that's right here is your center of gravity, and you do a good job of staying out front of it and getting that stability that you need. All right, there he is again. That's where we need to be. All right, here you are. Let's back up just a hair. Okay. Okay. So here you are. You're swinging out wide. Swinging out wide. What I don't see is you really ever getting into streamlined position. You don't get reached out. As soon as your arm hits the water, it's going straight down. You never get your body rotated in order to get in that streamlined position and punch forward in the water. You pretty much stay in this position all the time. So what you need to do is when you drive forward, you got to get your body rotated to one side. Got to get it rotated out into that streamlined position, and then you're going to alternate to the other side. And I've got drills that I can show you to do that. But again, you just don't quite ever get there. All right, here you go. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Here you got this arm. All right, it's really crossed over. Where does it need to be? It should be out here. Okay. And that's going to create forward momentum in this direction in the right way. You have water that's hitting you and creating all kinds of drag because you're hitting in this direction right here instead of shooting straight forward. And it also creates an over rotation type of situation. All right, whereas you're going to have a harder time getting around here if you're doing this on every stroke. Then you can see what happens when this arm comes over here. You're doing all kinds of craziness. It's just not efficient at all. All right. So the other thing I said you just don't quite ever get to that streamlined position is because your hand hit the water and it starts doing this, and it's going to move even a little bit further this way, and then you're going to literally see it pulling underneath you, crossing over the body. If it was out here and you got this arm back into firing position, and you kept this elbow high, you would be shooting forward in this way, and this elbow would be out here pulling back, and you'd be clean, much cleaner, and you'd swim a lot faster and much more efficiently in the water. I've got drills to show you. I know it's hard to see with a bunch of lines on the screen. Okay, there you went. We've got to back that up just a little bit. See if we can. Okay, here it is. Wow. Try one more time. Okay, Alright, so there you went. You went even further. And you can see you got both hands out front of you. But look where that arm is. You know, that's not where it needs to be. This arm needs to be out here. Okay? It needs to be out here, and it should have already bent and be prepping to pull in this direction. So you have some serious over rotation here. Very, very, very much so. Alright, so that is that's a real good position to look at for you, because that's the position that you're doing on both sides over and over and over again. We got to get our elbows up, and getting that elbow high is going to fix this immediately. And then getting this arm into a firing position and really working on driving straight forward. You're going to swim much faster. It's amazing when you look at this position here. It's amazing to see that you swim as fast as you do, because you really are a good swimmer. All right, here you go. Notice how his elbow stays out here wide. Okay, he's not sweeping. All right, this arm is here and it's ready to fire straight forward out in front of the shoulder. Everything stays straight forward. Head stays aligned. He turns his head slightly to breathe, and then his head's going to be back in, and he's going to shoot that hand straight down into the water. And then this elbow is going to do exactly what that elbow does right here. All right, it's certainly not. This hand is certainly not going to enter like this. Okay, and then start pulling like this. You can see what I'm saying here. All right, so we've got to, it's very easy, this hand, and what you see from this swimmer here, he enters, he sweeps out just a little bit here with this hand. He doesn't press down on the water. He does not pull down on the water with his shoulder. He presses, he enters, he lets his hand slide out just a little bit, kind of gives his body a little bit of room to pass through, and then he just barely starts a bend of his elbow. And what happens is, when he drives this arm into the water here, this arm, his body's going to now be rotated to the other side, and this elbow is going to look like it's bent a whole bunch more. But really, he didn't push down at the shoulder at all. Just by driving forward, he's now put this arm into position that he can pull with his lats. All right, and notice what I said is lats, not his triceps. All right, not pulling with his shoulder. He's pulling with those stronger muscles down on the side of his body, his lats. So all he did was drive forward. He swept out just a little bit, and then he bent that elbow in just a little bit. His elbow, not his shoulder, just rotated it in just a little bit, and it started pulling back. All right, there he is, right there. And you have some similarities. What are the similarities? You do keep both arms out front of you, and that's something that actually most swimmers, 99.9% of swimmers, don't do, and that's probably why you're faster than most swimmers and more efficient than most swimmers. But again, you got these issues that are not visible when you're swimming up and down the pool, but once you see them on screen, they become very visible, and we need to fix them, and you can fix them. I just watch you crossing over. Really watch how much you're swinging around from one side to the other. Alright, now we're going to really take a look at how much you're pushing down on the water. Alright, here's his position. There's his catch position. And here we go right here. You see your hand had entered really slapped down on the water right here. And what you're going to see is, you're going to see this hand just pressing flat down on the water. And what do we see here? We see an elbow that has already given way. What do we want to see? We want to see this. We want to see an elbow that's like this. Okay? With a wrist that's like this at this point. And you can also see how you just never got really into streamlined position before you started pushing down on the water. And I want you to really observe that and watch that. You never get into a streamlined position into a position in which you're ready to fire that other arm before you start pressing down on the water. You're already pressing down on the water, and this elbow is already dropped. And this elbow, you're going to see, is going to go down, down, down. And it should not do that. It should stay right here where it is. And this arm should be more like this, okay, in the water. And then all you're going to do is bend the elbow in just a little bit, and then you're going to keep that elbow where it is. And as you rotate to the other side, you're going to start pulling with these lats here. All right, right there. Again, with these lats right here. All right, you won't have to use this here. Right now, you're really pressing down on the water. Just watch how much you press down on this water. And look at this hand. You're literally pushing against the water here. Water is pushing. You got that hand turned up like this, and you're pressing against the water on every single stroke. So really watch, really pay attention to the next couple videos as you play through. Watch how that hand goes down on the water. Just straight down on the water. There it goes. Down it goes. That dropped elbow. Down, down it goes. Here's this other hand. Pressing down on the water. Where do we want it to be? We want it coming in like this. Okay? Just like that. But you're pressing down on the water. It's not what we want. Really hard. Also, here again, you're going to see how much you're pressing against the water with this hand, how much you're dropping that elbow, and how much you're just pressing down on the water like this. You're pressing real far down again. Also, what I want you to pay attention to is how you're breathing out. You can see the bubbles. What we really want to see is a steady stream of bubbles from the moment your face enters the water. Just a steady stream. But what you do is you hold your breath. You hold your breath until you're ready to breathe again, and then you blow it all out, and then you go for a breath. And that's bad because, again, you're holding your breath. And when you're holding your breath, you're not going to be efficient. You're not going to be efficient. You're not going to be supplying oxygen to the rest of your body. All right, so see how much you're pushing down. You're going to see this hand come in and really press against the water right there. See that? That is, you're really pressing. Got to get this wrist down here and keep this elbow high and pull straight back. And you're really crossed over here. This hand needs to be coming out a lot wider. You can see how much it's torquing your body line here. Going like this. You can see it. You know, you're torqued there. Whereas if you were coming in straight, it would line everything up a lot better. So you're literally swaying like this from side to side. Notice here that this hand hasn't entered the water yet, which is and this arm has really given way here. Really, really long, straight arm. We've got to get this arm around here and drive it forward. Okay. At this point, you know where this arm should be already. It should be up here. Be more like this. Right there at this point. And this arm should be ready to fire in. Okay, and you're not there. You're really deep in the water here. Your elbow's low. You drop that elbow. You press real far down in the water. You need to get this head back around. Get this arm back in firing position and shoot it straight down deep into the water. Here you are pressing down really hard on the water. Keep this elbow right there. Right up here. And come in and pull straight back. But instead we push down hard on the water. I think we'll be able to see your breathing a little bit better on this next. See how you blow it all out right there, and then you're going to come for that breath. Here you go. You might be able to see you're holding your breath. All the way. Boom, let's go. All right, let me get some leg shots here. And it's not. You have a little bit of little. The good news is through here, you can see that this knee does not, show you what it does not do. It does not do that. So that's good news, and that's another reason you swim so fast. Another great thing that you see is this ankle right here. You got pretty good flexibility in this ankle. It really pushes a lot of water. Not so much on this ankle, your left one, but your right one, you can see how much water it actually presses. So you could keep your legs a little bit tighter. That would be good. You know, really concentrate on keeping those big toes popping together. And we really don't want any knee bend, okay? So we want to stay away from knee bend. This is like your maximum knee bend, but if we could take that away, we'd want to concentrate on kicking from the hips right here. Kick from both sides. So that means I want straight legs on both sides, and I want to kick from the hips with no knee bend. Keep them lined up, keep them straight, okay? So, and there's obviously drills that you can do with that, and once this drill is a streamline drill that would help you to get into streamline position and help you work on keeping those legs straight. Right, here you are. You know, you're down here a little bit deep in the water. You know, where's the water line? It's up here. Are you sinky a little bit here? Yes. Could you be higher? Yes. If you get into streamline position, will it bring all this up? Will it bring all this up? Yes. All right. But here again, not a lot of knee bend, which is good, but there is some, and we want to try to keep that away. We want to get these big toes closer together. We do not want as big a gap here. We want to keep it really tight, really tight. See how you don't have a lot of knee bend, all right, but there is a little bit. And here you are pressing down in the water. You're probably going to be able to see you breathing out. Look at that. How much you're just pulling down on the water right there. Alright, it's just literally, it's going shoo, 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 just like this. Alright, we don't want it there. We want it driven in. Stay out wide. Okay, stay out wide. It's, you know, probably here, and then straight back here. Okay, and you can see how you never ever give yourself a chance to get into, you know, a streamlined position. All right, you swim. You can see how you're dropped off. Let's say this is your center of gravity here. You kind of get there. You almost get over it, past it, but you don't quite, because you're still kind of dropped in the water. We still need to bring this up. All right, and how do we do that? We've got to get out here, press a little bit deeper. All right, get into a streamlined position. So your number one thing that you need to work on is getting out there, not pushing down in the water, and learning how to get in that streamlined position. All right, these are these 4 clips. Watch them through. I'm gonna rewind them. Okay, watch how this guy here, his right hand just kind of slips on the water on this next screen. Watch how he enters and then he just kind of moves out in slow motion. Let's see if I can catch it in slow motion. So here his hand's about to enter. Now he's sweeping out right here, and he's going to go to here, and an elbow is just going to slightly bend, and then it's going to start pressing. All right, there it is. Just ever so slightly bend out here wide, and this hand is getting ready to press in the water. Once he gets rotated again, he's gonna be in position to pull with his lats. He's gonna be out here wide, and he's gonna start the same thing with this arm on both sides. All right, so it's just like in, slightly out, in, slightly out. We got a nice slight bend of the elbow. Notice the elbow bends here. All right, it does not bend at the shoulder. The elbow bends right there. All right, so we got a slight bend. That means that hand's going to have to come in a little bit. If it was out here, then it came in a little bit. All right, here. And then when he rotates in, when he drives forward into the water, it's going to rotate his body around, and now his arm is going to be in a good position to pull with his lats. And he's going to make sure that he keeps a good catch in the water out front. He's going to have a good keep good stability in the water. We'll watch it on through. Probably the last one. All right, so hopefully this video helps you, and take a good look at it and see what see what you can do with your stroke. I'll be happy to show you some a few drills that will help. We can help you improve over the years that you're going to be swimming.